How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's doing all right. Um, just a little bit input on this article that we were just kind of covering a little bit, and just the main thing was how it's talking about eliminating 149 ATC control towers for the just to eliminate the millions of dollars for the budget and how that's going to impact safety. And how general aviation kind of makes up a good bit of of the aviation accidents, and I would agree that that eliminating those towers is going to in some way increase the risk or increase accidents at the airport, because now you're taking away the some sort of form of sequencing and separation between aircraft. If you ever go into a controlled an airport that's got a control tower compared to one that doesn't, if you got 5 people coming into an airport with a control tower, there's some form of at least sequencing and control in a controlled environment, compared to something that's not a controlled airport where you got 5 people coming in to land, and especially if there's only one runway, now you're kind of relying on everybody else to kind of do the right thing and just watch out for each other. So that'll be kind of a that's what I kind of foresee there. And then just how can a little bit of technology kind of mitigate some of that. And what I take from technology, as far as I don't really see it to be relied upon, but to essentially kind of increase your awareness and be able to kind of reduce your workload and mitigate certain risks. It's not something to be relied on completely, just because it can, now you're kind of taken away from your actual flightability of yourself and your proficiency. For instance, there is an airliner coming into San Francisco. I'm not sure how long ago, but between the captain and first officer, they had tens of thousands of hours, and they relied too much on the actual technology of the aircraft, and when it came down to actually being able to fly it, they really couldn't, because they relied so much on the technology itself. So it became a crutch. Just but again, having technology is not necessarily a bad thing, but again, you just don't want to rely on it. And especially with the implementation of like ADS-B now, I believe that we'll probably see a reduction in aviation accidents. And just to kind of shoot out some numbers here that I was just kind of doing a little bit of research, but per 100,000 hours from general aviation fatal accidents, fiscal year 2010, there was 272 fatal accidents with 471 fatalities. In fiscal year 2017, there was 209 accidents with 347. And each year progressing, it's kind of slow. There's been less and less and less accidents, fatalities, right? And that hasn't included the years where this year where ADS-B out is required, where it completely enhances or helps increase your situational awareness with all the aircraft around you. So I believe, looking in the future, that these accidents, fatalities will kind of slowly lower. And I'm sure that general aviation makes up a majority of the fatal accidents, but I mean, just looking at 1 year, I mean, there's 347 fatalities in 1 year. You look at an airliner, as depending on how big the aircraft is, right? If one airline goes down, and I mean, that's one accident, and there's all your fatalities in just one accident, compared to it took 209 accidents to get to that number for general aviation. But again, you can only do so much with technology, though. But that is my input.